Ricky from Philadelphia hit me. He said, what do we make of Softy, James Franklin, getting angry with fans at the Penn State spring game? I think it's reasons like this that he and Penn State will never win the big one. What is Ricky talking about? What is Ricky from Philly talking about? Well, we are showing you footage. If you're not watching on YouTube, this is James Franklin yesterday at the Penn State spring game. Allegedly, someone called him a fraud. This is allegedly. We don't have clear enough audio to discern it for ourselves. Clearly, someone in the crowd said something James Franklin didn't like. So James Franklin went and confronted the fan, whomsoever it was. He could have been a student, could have been 85 years old. He went and confronted the person. And this is all we have. This is all the footage we have to go on. It's like Penn State Zapruder film. This is all we have to go on, and so we can break it down. Here's what I will tell you. Many people called this childish. Yeah, it is. They called it immature. Yes, it is. Very short-sighted for a coach to be concerned with individual voices in the crowd. Yes, of course it is. Am I going to criticize it? Absolutely not. I back it every step of the way, and because I don't want to be a hypocrite. And what I say there is, if I were James Franklin, I'd do the same thing. I'd be so tired of it. I defend James Franklin a lot on this show. I get accused of homerism, and it may be that. It may be. It's not that he and I grew up together. I like James Franklin. We've got a good relationship with that program, but I don't care if they lock the doors on us as a program. Fundamentally, I look at that guy's track record, and it's really good. It's not elite. It's really good. And he always gets labeled as overrated, and we fought that battle a million times on this show, and I've won pretty handedly. But if he got called a fraud, James Franklin's not a fraud. So if he got called a fraud, if I were him and I were in his position, I'd probably ignore it 99 times out of 100. You know what? No one would be rolling on their cell phone when I did that. So the one time out of 100, it just got to me for whatever reason. Maybe my car didn't start this morning. Some grad assistant parked in my parking spot. They didn't have the coffee warmed up for me. I'm already mad. And some guy called me a fraud. Like Harold from Harrisburg up here called me a fraud. You know what? I'm going up to Harold from Harrisburg and I'm saying, come down here. Challenge me on it. Not physically. We're not resulting to fisticuffs here. But I listened to the audio. It sounded like Franklin said, come down here and talk to me about it. That's a toxic trait of mine. Candidly, it'd probably get me fired. I probably wouldn't win as much as James Franklin has. And yet I would be challenging fans like this at my spring game. I would challenge him. Debate me right now. I'd probably call my digital media team over. And I would say, you rolling on this? Give him a mic. Mic him. Challenge me. Prove I'm a fraud. Give me your evidence. What's your evidence? I'd do it. I wouldn't last long. Franklin has, so credit to him. I wouldn't last long. It's just hard for me to criticize this stuff when I would be the same way. Does he need to focus on the right things? Of course he does. Does he need to ignore all this garbage? Yes. I don't even deny all this. So a lot of your criticisms of him, I see the validity in it. There's a lot of merit to it. I have a point. I have a point where the cup is full, and then every drop thereafter, the cup runneth over. And I just don't think my cup would be very big. Immunity. I don't think it would be big enough to fit all that. Immunity, we got to move on. I just think I'd end up doing the same thing. I know good and well one of you would capture it on cell phone, and I would get castigated just like James Franklin was today. But I also want to remind you, Colin, do me a favor. I ask you this like once a month. Put the question back up for a second. Let me cut in really quick and ask, look, prayer hands, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you think you're subscribed, check and make sure. Over 50% of you aren't. It's free, it doesn't sign you up for anything, and it helps us keep the show free, college football year-round, the way God intended it. All right, back to the clip. Because there was a part of this, I got an itch on my nose. There's a part of this, Ricky from Philly, he went there. He said, I think it's reasons like this that he and Penn State will never win the big one. Well, Ricky, might I remind you that like 5 minutes ago, Ryan Day went after Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz is 115 years old. Lou Holtz was like Foreman when he fought Ali. He's like 115 years old. And didn't Ryan Day just go after Lou Holtz on national TV after they beat Notre Dame last year? And how did Ryan Day's team fare last year? So it is not a limiting factor if you get a little petty every now and then, or you focus on the wrong things every now and then. Sometimes it's you call out a senior citizen on live TV. Whomst amongst us hasn't? Sometimes you challenge a sophomore at Penn State to a debate right there on the field in the spring game. Whomst amongst us wouldn't? That's not the limiting factor. If they can't move the ball forward on third down, if they can't find dependability at the receiver position, these are the kinds of things that keep Penn State from winning a national championship. It's not whether or not James Franklin debates a student who may or may not have called him a fraud, allegedly.